What if I told you that the most hated man in Indian history wasn't the monster you think he was? We know him as Duryodhana, the villain who stripped a queen and broke a family. But on the final day of the war, lying broken and defeated, he raised a question that shook the heavens. What if, in his own eyes, he was the victim? The last defender of a justice the gods had forgotten? Stay with me until the very end, because his final words might change how you understand Dharma itself. It is the 18th day. The Kurukshetra War is effectively over. The fields are no longer a battleground, they are a wasteland of broken chariots and fallen heroes. The Kaurava army, once an ocean of soldiers, has been annihilated. The great pillars have crumbled. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all gone. And the architect of this destruction, Prince Duryodhana, has vanished. But he hasn't run in cowardice. He has fled to the bottom of the icy Dvaita lake. He uses ancient yogic powers to suspend his breath, hiding not to save his life, but to escape. He seeks to cool the blistering shame that burns him like hot oil, a torment deeper than any physical wound. To understand the man hiding in that water, we have to look back. We have to understand the boy born into a world he believed was fundamentally unjust. A world where he felt his destiny was stolen before it even began. Duryodhana was the firstborn son of the reigning king. By all rights of succession, the throne of Hastinapura was his. Yet, from his earliest breath, he was haunted by the shadow of his cousins, the Pandavas. To him, they weren't family, they were interlopers. Their father had abdicated, yet they returned to challenge what Duryodhana saw as his birthright. This deep-seated insecurity was the soil in which the poison of envy grew. And then came the humiliation at the Palace of Illusions. He mistook a pool for a polished floor and fell in. The laughter of the Pandavas and their queen, Draupadi, echoed in his soul. That sound was a wound he would never forget and never forgive. It was this burning need for vindication that led him down a dark path, fueling a hatred that would eventually consume the entire world in fire. Yes, he committed unforgivable sins. The rigged game of dice. The disrobing of Draupadi in the open court. But in his twisted logic, this wasn't evil for the sake of evil, it was retaliation. It was the public shaming of a woman who had privately shamed him. In his eyes, it was a reassertion of his power. A brutal answer to the disrespect he felt he had suffered for a lifetime. Now, at the end of the war, the Pandavas find him. They stand at the water's edge, their victory almost complete, yet hollow without his surrender. They taunt him, their voices piercing the water. Bhima calls him a coward. And that is the one insult Duryodhana cannot bear. It attacks not just his body, but his essence, his Kshatriya honor. And for a man like him, honor is the only thing left. He rises from the lake. Not as a fugitive, but as a king. He has lost 99 brothers. He has lost his army and his mentors. But he has not lost his pride. He stands wet and unarmed, yet radiates a defiance that unsettles his enemies. This is not where his villainy ends. This is where his strange heroism begins. He is ready to face the consequences of his war. To the world, he is the definition of adharma, unrighteousness. But the tragedy is, Duryodhana never saw himself as the bad guy. In his narrative, he was fighting for his dharma, his sacred duty. For him, duty wasn't some universal morality code. It was a fierce, unwavering loyalty to his lineage and his honor. From where he stood, the Pandavas were the aggressors, sons of a king who abandoned the throne, yet came back to claim it. Remember when he refused to give them 5 villages? He famously declared he wouldn't give them enough land to fit on the point of a needle. We call that arrogance. He called it principle. Why should a king give away what is his to rivals he believed had no legitimate claim? He was a man who stood by his friends when the world rejected them, and now he stands by his own conviction. Yudhishthir, ever the righteous one, makes an astonishing offer. He tells Duryodhana, pick any one of us. Fight us. If you win this single duel, the kingdom is yours. Think about that. Duryodhana could choose Nakula or Sahadev, the younger brothers. He could crush them with ease, win the duel, and reclaim the empire he lost. It is the logical choice. The survival choice. But Duryodhana doesn't want the easy path. His pride is too vast. The weapon is the make, he declares. And I choose Bhima. He chooses his lifelong rival. The man who swore to break his ties. This isn't strategy. This is ego. He doesn't just want the kingdom, he wants vindication. He wants to prove, once and for all, that he is the superior warrior by crushing his greatest foe. Balram, the teacher of both men, arrives to oversee the duel. The fight begins. It is a clash of titans. They circle like ragging elephants. Bhima attacks with the raw, primal force of a thunderstorm. But Duryodhana is art. While Bhima relies on brute strength, Duryodhana relies on the skill he honed for 13 years while his cousins were in exile. He is fluid, precise. He dances around Bhima's powerful swings, which meet only empty air. Duryodhana sidesteps and counters with blinding speed. He strikes Bhima again and again, cracking his armor and drawing blood. The Pandavas watch in horror. The impossible is happening. The villain is not just fighting, he is performing. He is proving to everyone that he is the master of the make. Duryodhana is winning. Bhima, battered and bleeding, begins to falter. The situation is life-threatening for the Pandavas. And then, Krishna signals. He slaps his own thigh. It is a reminder to Bhima of the vow he made 17 years ago to smash Duryodhana's thighs. But there is a problem. In make fighting, striking below the waist is forbidden. It is an act of adharma. Duryodhana leaps high into the air, preparing to bring his make down for a final, crushing blow. As he hangs there, exposed, Bhima makes his choice. Guided by the memory of Draupadi's humiliation, he swings his make low. Crack! The weapon smashes into Duryodhana's thighs, shattering the bone. The rule is broken. The king crashes to the earth, his agony tearing a veil from his throat. The Pandav soldiers erupt in celebration, but the victory feels strangely hollow, stained by how it was won. Bhima, rage still burning, places his foot on the fallen king's head, the ultimate insult. Yudhishthir has to pull him away. But even broken on the ground, Duryodhana's spirit is not. He does not beg. He does not cry for mercy. He props himself up and finds his voice. He looks at Krishna and delivers his final testament. He lists their crimes one by one. You killed Bhishma with a woman. You killed Drona with a lie. You killed Karna when he was unarmed. And now me, with a foul blow forbidden by the laws of combat. In his final moments, he puts the victors on trial, calling them hypocrites who won through fraud. He proclaims, I have studied the Vedas. I have ruled the earth. And now, I meet a death coveted by all Kshatriyas. His words strike such a chord that even Balram raises his weapon to attack Bhima for the foul play. In his final breath, Duryodhana reframes the entire war. In his eyes, he is the honorable warrior who fought by the rules, while they are the ones who broke them. In some retellings, as he dies, the gods shower him with flowers, acknowledging the valor of his final stand. One man. Two stories. In one, a villain crushed by his sins. In another, a king who refused to bow. He was the hero of his own tragedy. Which moment changed your view of Duryodhana? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe to Epic Chronicles India to uncover the legends history forgot.